And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 Reload, episode Aegis, aka The Answer. Last time, we slogged our way through another set of floors in Antenora, the newest section of the Abyss of Time that we have reached. Hopefully, we can get through it a little bit more efficiently, just to focus on having as much coverage as possible. I am going to be going for the Metis Ken Koromaru team. Remember, this lets us cover every possible weakness independent of Aegis, giving me a lot more flexibility with shifting options in Reload specifically, and generally just being good for general enemy cleanup in FES. Looks like you still have a long way to go. Aegis, if you feel like it's too dangerous, please don't push yourself. Come back to the lounge. We are already at the boss floor in FES, so we are mostly going to be focused on Reload for quite some time. I actually have to keep track of which enemies I have and have not fought against in this version. We, of course, have fought this Minotaur before, so we will just quickly score the critical on this guy and get to work on taking him down with all-out attacks. So once we are done with Antenora, it might actually be a good idea for me to do a bit of money farming in Reload, so that I can actually have some decent options built up when it comes to Persona. In particular, having a general hitter with access to Life Aid, which is an option we are capable of fielding at this point, so long as I put in the effort to actually fuse it. That would help out a ton for my general battle prospects. I'll just go for the Smart Assist on whatever the game decides is my most effective ice caster. Quetzalcoatl, why not? We'll go with him. But yeah, would definitely be a good idea to just set up a generalist that can hit everything. I also really should work on getting more dedicated physical specialists online for Aegis, particularly now that we have Power Howling at our disposal. It would just be nice for Aegis to be able to hit those big, meaty physical hits off of the back of Power Howling. Got another set of Monad doors coming up, which, of course, I will spare you the slog of me working my way through that. Pretty nice that we got a Debilitator Sutra there. We don't really have great debuffing options at this point, so being able to just set up all debuffs on a single enemy, even if it is just one enemy, that is still quite helpful for us. I'm mostly just going to focus on trying to get to the Monad doors here. Sometimes I get caught out, though. Let's see, we've got whatever this is. I can't see its name until we actually get the chance to press the offensive against it. Note that Ken is a little underleveled at this point, since we have not really been using him. Let's see, we got the Killer Drive back here. Not something that we've seen. We have seen the Black Ravens, though, so I don't really have to worry too much about them. Let me see here. The Killer Drives here are weak to Strike and Elect skills, Nullify, Ice, and Light, and as you can see, 550 HP. Koromaru is more than perfect to just set this one up for us. Then we can shift over to Ken and utilize his Light skills to get some knockdowns set up on these guys. Could also go for Orobas with his light boosted light skills, but may as well make use of Ken's attacking options while he still has an excess of SP to throw around. Plus, he regenerates a little bit every time his turn comes back around, so he can still stay competitive with everybody else, or with Aegis in terms of how much he has left. Can also just use a Zionga here to get this guy taken down. Would be nice to also get Ken's Theurgy charged up really quickly there. Use Herculean Strike to polish this guy off. I do feel pretty good about that one, Fuka. I was taking a quick sip of my drink there. Oh god, got another one closing in on me. I'm going to take care of this Monad door real quick.
Oh, hello.
Alright, that was not too bad. Managed to get through that in about 6 minutes, so pretty good considering the times I've been having to struggle through these recently. About 15 minutes of combat. Got a dress shirt of treason here, which, as always, going to actually personally review how that compares to Ken's current shirt. Just general magic damage reduction. Sign him up, sign him up. Though, honestly, the EXP boost could also be good, just because he's so underleveled. Spear of Treason is just going to be better in general, but crit rate up medium, actually a pretty nice thing to have within the context of using myriad arrows. Gives Ken a pretty good chance to score knockdowns with that. How does this Peeve of Betrayal compare, or Treason compared to the one of Betrayal? Ooh, the Endure passive. Very nice. It is worth noting that for every character with these, thing of X, whatever kind of negative mental state, emotion, or even later on, some more grandiose sounding states that the game is saying, there is actually a preset pool of abilities that these can have for each specific character, which can actually result in some of these being quite good well past the point where you get them, even if their advertised attack power makes them seem worse than future abilities. We already got some equipment for Metis that gives her access to strike boost, independent of needing the hammer that we got from the antique store. I'm not really going to waste my time too much on random encounters as we are just making our way through the floors here. Ooh, a darkness floor is very nice. Visibility here is rather poor, but this gives us a chance to just hit up and take any treasure for free, and also just see if there is any Twilight fragments laying around, because we are going to want plenty of those. Anytime we're heading in for a boss fight, it would probably be a wise idea to go to an easier area within the Abyss of Time, and then try to farm out a grand clock in order to get the characters I'd like to use caught up. Like I said, I'm not really going to focus too much on just dueling all the enemies here. Not really worth the time and effort most of the time. We may as well just make our way past them, grab all the goodies while we are here. Obviously, once we get further along and we're dealing with more profitable things to be dealing with, I will actually take some degree of effort in fighting more things that we come across. But for right now, I think I can just live with mostly settling for fights that are just actually worth the amount of time I put into them, such as rare forms. Oh, sorry. I was just looking at you and thought, well, I thought back on the previous leader. I'm getting carried away. I'm supposed to be here for support, and that probably doesn't sound very supportive, especially with all you down there doing the best you can.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I guess. Try to do better for you. Putting a little too much pressure onto yourself, Fuka. Don't worry about it. Was it a little out of pocket? Maybe, but not the worst thing in the world. Let's see, we do have a new enemy here, the Phantom Masters. 506 HP, these guys nullify Elec and Dark, but are perfectly weak to light skills. They are also not resistant to striking skills, so we may as well open up with a Swift Strike while they are all distressed. Then we can pass on over to Ken and hit a Koga on these guys. I have mentioned this periodically, but it is very nice that the light line and dark line of skills do just pack a little bit more base power than their equivalents within the core elements of, fire, ice, wind, and elec. Very helpful for us there. Let's see, go for another Koga. I will actually conserve some of Ken's SP. Well, actually, you know what? No, he got the 5 back there, so we're only really using 11 SP. That's not too bad. Plus, getting him down to that halfway point for his SP will result in Divine Intervention charging so much faster. Now, unfortunately, until we get some means of boosting Ken's light damage, his Theurgy, as far as his offensive prowess goes, is not going to be good. And we don't have access to Divine Intervention yet, so that's not really something we can swing. I'll definitely take this Quetzalcoatl card here, because we could really use a bunch of experience onto him. Just get everything unlocked for this guy. We already got single target boost, which is pretty nice, I gotta say. We will swap out that Boofaloop for Boofudine. So we actually get some pretty nice flexibility with the spells that we can pass around with this guy. I'll definitely want to register him in the compendium once we get back to Elizabeth. This guy's in my way, so I will take him out. Let's see, these Desirous Mayas are new here, so let me look at my compendium here. These guys nullify Elec and are weak to wind. 440 HP. Once again, no significant physical resistances, so we can just use Swift Strike once again, get some free crits there. Ooh, very nice. I'm actually going to pass to Metis here get as much theurgy charge onto her as possible. Obviously, not going to be as significant as if Aegis was the one doing the passing, but just shifting in general, plus hitting a weakness. I'd say that's a pretty decent chunk of theurgy there. It is, I never really thought about it, but it was interesting. I was just looking up some strategies for the bonus boss, which I still need to prepare for this game, but it did point out that lower HP and lower SP totals do result in your characters gaining additional theurgy charge as they take actions, which I never really paid attention to, but once I realized that, it suddenly became obvious. It's kind of embarrassing that I needed that specifically pointed out, but I don't know if the game ever really makes too much of a show of it. It might have been in the initial tutorial for theurgies, and I just never noticed it. I have had the problem of blanking out certain key parts of games. Ooh. Hecaton Kyrius. The all-out attack is tempting to take there. There's actually a very big reason why I'd like to have Hecaton Kyrius at my disposal right now. If I'm remembering correctly, that is. I actually have to look it up. I might be mixing it up with FES, where he has auto team buff. He does pick up Endure, though, which is a pretty nice skill to have access to. So regardless, he is pretty worth my while to pick up. We can open the chest here to just despawn this guy. I'll be taking every locked chest I come across, because if I can organically get some great clocks, that would be so much better. For the upcoming boss fight, I do plan on using Koromaru for it, but I'd like to get a level up, or rather, I would like to catch up Junpei to the rest of the party. He'll be quite handy there. Got another set of monad doors in order to get us some more resources to work with. Hey, another Twilight Fragment here. I am wondering, honestly, if the spawn rate for Twilight Fragment altars is higher in episode Aegis, because it does seem like you come across them a lot more, especially when you're re-exploring areas. Regardless, another set of monad bosses. It's the same bosses every time, so that's why I'm just sparing you these absolute slogs. Alright, clearing that out, get a nice ability for Orobas here. Get access to Resist Ice, patching out his only weakness there. Tempest Slash acquired for Koromaru. We do not want that. Tempest Slash is absolutely terrible. We're never going to take that. If I care about having Koromaru lay out some slash damage, I will just, have him actually just use his main physical attack. Get a Dog Suit of Treason. Do we actually have a better piece of armor for Koromaru? I forget if we actually got something for him. Dog Suit of Betrayal is pretty good, but more crits, probably more desirable for us at this point. Another Spear of Treason for Ken. Not, obviously, since it's not better in terms of attack power, he's not offering to auto-equip it. All stats +2. Tempting, but I think the crit rate bonus is a bit better overall, so we'll stick with that. Sandals of Treason. I don't think we have better armor for Ken, so let's just take a look at that. He's got the Genbu leggings on. Not a terrible piece of equipment. Ooh, could give him Auto Tarukaja there. Let's give him the Auto Tarukaja. Let me see, how are these Bracers of Treason stacking up? Ooh, the extra magic. Definitely nice for Ken there. Let's see, Koromaru's, he's also got magic, so we're good on that. Metis has got the strength boosting one. We got a agility boosting one here, didn't we? No? Okay, we're fine on that then. I'll stick with the agility one, although honestly, again, Aegis still runs into the problem that the main character did. That, just the natural agility that all our party members get greatly outpaces the agility that Aegis ends up getting from, that her personae get from their leveling, just because obviously they level up so much slower than the rest of our team. Getting a little low on SP for Aegis there, so we'll definitely want to keep her topped off on that. With that done, we can clean up the treasure here, then move on to the next floor. Not super particular about fighting any more enemies here. I did get the Lover's Major Arcana from the last shuffle time there, so that gives us a better chance of running into rare enemies, which are actually worth our time. Again, there's still some enemies that I have not encountered that probably would be worth just stopping to take a glance at, but it's not really easy to tell what is what from the field. I kind of wish some enemies did get unique field sprites. I feel like that is a missed opportunity. Something that would be pretty interesting if they actually did it. This is probably going to be a chain encounter.
I'm still setting
It was indeed a chain encounter, and we've got Dark Eagles here. 459 HP, weak to piercing skills, nullify dark skills. Not really anything that Koromaru can do anything major about, and unfortunately my team is a little bit weak. But we do have a couple spare holy Magatamas kicking around in our inventory, so why don't we take advantage of that while we still have them. We can pass on over to Ken here, who can just readily exploit the Pierce weakness, and still give us, roughly the same advantage as having a first strike here. Shifting is so good for that kind of thing. Nice! Beautiful damage from Ken there. Let's switch on over to Aegis, and we can utilize Maragion in order to get the last knockdown that we need here. That Prime Magus over on the left is the same as the one that we encounter in the Monad battles, so nothing too special to say about that guy. He's just going to be dust at our feet in about a second. Not enough damage on that to finish that guy off, but Metis can just go in for a whack over the head with the hammer. I haven't actually gotten a chain encounter like that in quite some time, so it's almost kind of weird to see it at this point. Well, let's take the experience for Shikioji. It honestly was kind of tempting to take the money there, because that's just been a consistent problem, but honestly, I'd probably just be better off doing dedicated farming for that. More avenues for, Mataru Kaja if I get Shikioji enough levels, so I think that's worth it in its own right. Take this right here and get a Medea Rama card. No, what is it? No, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my brain stalled out. Grand Clock. You know, I was talking so much about it earlier, and then when I getting to another point where it might be relevant, it just completely slips my mind what it even is. Moving on to the next floor, I'm sensing a strong presence. It's coming from 3 floors below you. Please be careful. Indeed, Ken. We're making pretty good progress here. It's only about a half hour in my recording so far, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that.
Down now. Maybe it's gonna come back for us at the end. Like, bam! Be careful, sister.
Metis is becoming a little bit more emotive here. Honestly, I appreciate it. She's slowly opening up. I mean, she's always been fairly forthcoming with Aegis, but she seems less scared to show her emotions around the rest of the party. Still have a bit of an acidic relationship with Akihiko, though. These two seem like they'll be button heads for quite some time. I'm sure we'll get them to get over it. We've already fought so much together. We've got to be developing something of a rapport with Metis at this point. A decent one, if nothing else. Just a couple more floors to go here. Next floor after this one that we are coming up upon should be a checkpoint floor. And hey, one more monad, or set of monad doors for the road. Why not? Why not? I will take care of those just because it is so valuable to get all those equipment options, especially when I'm switching around my party so much. It is not a bad idea to go through all these, get equipment for everyone. Take this treasure here. I never know if it could be something useful, but it is just a fusion material, so nothing too terribly interesting there. You are not worth the stain on my bullets. I guess that kind of works, so I'm just going to pass you by. Oh man, I'm going right by the monad doors. Sometimes I misread my maps like that. Embarrassing problem, embarrassing problem. There we go. I wanted to go dead ahead, making things more complicated on myself. Alright, pretty solid there, and we are going to get an extra Shuffle Time pick, plus bonus experience off the back of the Fool card there, so I'll definitely want to carry that into the boss battle. Speaking of extra experience, may as well take that, and take some money while I'm at it, and what the heck, completely refill my Theurgy gauge while I'm at it. Go into the next battle with a nice full gauge. Much appreciated when I have the opportunity to take advantage of that. Level ups all around, galore for everyone. Going to be much appreciated. Let me see, I'll take that Dekunda right there. Could actually situationally be pretty helpful. I don't even know what Drain ability does. Tetrakarn, let me see. Is there anything I don't want on Ken's skill list? You know what? I could actually just stick to Ma Koga. It's a little bit more expensive, but again, we're offsetting the cost of that, and it's not that much less efficient than just casting Koga twice, so I'll go for that. Why not? Vest of Treason acquired there. Let's actually take a look at that and compare it to our current vest. What do I even got on here? Agility +5. I guess is still slower than everyone. Yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely, you know what? I should just eschew agility altogether. If I'm not going first, then there's not really much point in focusing agility, so let's go with strength plus 6, just to get a little bit more damage eked out of the justice when I use it. Sword of Treason for Junpei will be pretty nice, because I do plan on using him for the upcoming battle. Got some Legs of Treason there. How's that compare? 40 HP? Resist Fear, not super useful. 40 HP is way too good to just pass up. Fear is sporadically a issue, so not a huge thing for me to be worried about at all times. Don't have to always be on pins and needles for that one. Alrighty. With the map revealed, we could just go right to the next floor, but I do want to double check. We got a few treasures down south, so we may as well collect those and then get the heck out of here. I will pass up all these enemies here. Not super interested in dealing with them. Just want to get the treasure and get out. Not going to be using that healing clock. It is not an efficient use of our Twilight Fragments. Even if it is a bit easier to farm for them in this storyline, I still do not care to frivolously use them on those clocks, especially when, you know, we can just leave and get a full restore for free. No reason to really make that expenditure. May as well bust a few of these open while I'm here. We're actually going to get a more efficient way to bust open these pedestals and altars come a future upgrade for Aegis. Not something that we have access to right now.
I'm getting that reading again. And it's in the form of a human? That's so strange. It feels just like a real person. But how could there be anyone else here? Huh.
As I said before, I'm going to take this opportunity to return to the Desert of Doors, and I'm going to farm out a door for Junpei, or rather a clock for Junpei, so that we can catch him up. We've moved far enough past the enemies in Kaina at this point that they should run away from me, so I'm actually going to do my hunting for a lock chest here, because I can easily farm up rare forms while I'm doing it should I come across them, and that should be relatively common, yeah, like right there. Not gonna battle with the monad doors here, but the rare shadows, I'll definitely take that opportunity to just get some extra money and experience, because I can defeat them quite easily at this point, so why not? Hey, while I was exploring, I got another greedy shadow. How nice, how nice. I'm having all the luck recording these guys, or catching these guys, when I'm just trying to do something off-screen. Alright, that did not take too long, about 8 minutes from when I started looking for it, and I got several rare form encounters and a greedy shadow that I successfully found, so yeah, I'm gonna catch up Junpei and whoever's the lowest level next to him. It doesn't really matter too much. Mitsuru, you're getting juiced real quick. We can give it to Fuka? I didn't even know you could do that. We must be at a very particular point where we can actually hit Fuka with this experience growth, because obviously she's getting all the same experience that Aegis is getting. Funny how that, I didn't even know that could happen. Hey Aegis, I feel like I've got tons of energy right now. Want to put me in the party? Oh, actually, I feel similarly myself. I have a feeling that I'd do especially well in there right now. Could you please include me in your party? Always gotta include that little bit of dialogue there. Alright, now it's time for the boss in FES. So, to start this off, I am just going to have Thoth equipped, not for any particular reason, he just happens to have Auto Tarukaja. Well, okay, that's the particular reason. He has Auto Tarukaja, not because he's gonna have any particular use as a fighter, though he could potentially, but just having the Auto Tarukaja up to start will be very nice, and then I'll probably switch into Rangda in order to hit the opposing team with Matarunda. Seems like a winning idea, or potentially I could go Parvati in order to set up Marakukaja. Either or. I also just slapped a Giga Guard Band onto Aegis just so she has a little bit of extra defense. Otherwise, no changes to the party. Just been using the things that we have been working with up until this point. Let's get on with it. I sense a powerful presence directly below you. Are you ready? Always.
shadows confirmed. But that figure over there, it doesn't seem to have any intention of attacking us. Anyway, for now, concentrate on the shadows ahead. Here they come.
Alright, we've got another trio of enemies here. The Shouting Tiara, the Primitive Idol, and the Wrathful Book. Now, the Wrathful Book here is weak to fire skills, repels repels ice, and absorbs elec. Meanwhile, both the Primitive Idol and the Shouting Tiara are weak to elec, absorb fire, and nullify ice skills. So we'll focus on knocking them down with Thaw. Obviously, I'm going to want to set Koromaru to have his full attention on the Wrathful Book over here. We are going to get to work on scanning the Primitive Idol as well as the Shouting Tiara, just to get them taken care of. What I'm going to do here is have Ken be on knockdown, and Metis, I may as well set her to also target the Wrathful Book, just so we can focus damage on him and burst him down super quickly. Let me scan the Primitive Idol first, since that is the most durable one, and we will go for the Zionga on it. Ideally, I get a hit, but it is not a big deal if I don't. Unfortunately, considering that situation, Ken does not realize that, oh, nope, now he does, that's good, that's good. We are going to have to deal with the full force of attacks from these guys. Not surprising that, we have elect evasion to worry about here. So fortunately, Ken was able to get one knockdown there. That'll mean we only have to suffer the attacks from two enemies. Let's see, they're going for a Stagnant Air here, and Masuka Kaja. Little annoying, but not the end of the world. We can definitely work around that. So now Koromaru knows that the other things absorb fire. Ideally, he should not go for Maragion. Let me see here. I'm going to get the Shouting Tiara scanned next, and that does mean that we are going to need to switch over to Nadataishi real quick in order to get... what is it? Masuka Kaja set up on herself. So we don't have full defenses to work with here, and I just want to be doubly sure I'm scanning the Shouting Tiara so that Ken knows, once his turn comes around, that he wants to focus on knocking those down. Also put Metis onto knockdown so we can limit the number of turns that are being taken by the enemy. Koromaru, what are you doing? Okay, something is clearly screwed up with the, Oofla, did I set the wrong target? Oh, okay. Clearly my notes must have been wrong. I must have been looking at the same thing. So the Shouting Tiara is actually weak to ice. I thought it was weird that there were two things that were vulnerable to elec with the exact same weaknesses and resistance. Okay, so I'm gonna have to think on that, but it shouldn't be too big a deal. Shouldn't affect us too badly. Fortunately, we're all going before these guys do, so I'm gonna have to take Koromaru off of assigned target, because he is doing the completely wrong thing there. I do not want him to do it. Yukari was doing the exact same thing also, so instead, we're gonna put him on full assault, and we are going to have him scan... we're going to scan the Wrathful Book. Actually, you know what? No, what we're gonna do is we are going to have Koromaru... actually, yeah, we'll stick with full assault. Hopefully he knows that it's a good idea to stick to hitting that one thing's weakness. The nice thing is that now that we know that that one thing is actually weak to ice, what is it, the Shouting Tiara over here, we can have Parvati go for the Ice Strike here. Take this guy down for some pretty good damage. Let's get Ma Rakukaja up on the party, so we don't have to worry too much about taking any nasty damage if these guys manage to get a turn through, which is a very real possibility. I knew I should have double-checked my notes on that. There we go. Koromaru is doing the thing I actually want him to do. This should quickly take this book down. And ideally, Metis will take the hint. No, unfortunately, she did not go for what she was supposed to go for. Ken, thankfully, is going to do what he's supposed to do. Alright. And this guy is not liable to be critted down, but that's not a big deal if it doesn't happen. I'm not too pressed about just one guy getting a turn through. The Infuriate, though, is a little annoying, particularly because it managed to hit Aegis, the only character that I can actually control. But this should still work out to our benefit. Because Aegis will now get 2 turns, and my team is still focusing on knocking these guys down. It's actually very fortuitous that Koromaru is going before everyone else in the turn order, because his opportunity to actually knock down the enemy has passed, so now we are going to have to rely on the rest of the team to get the knockdowns through here. And they should be pretty reliable about it. Ooh, very tempting, but I probably should not risk it. Fortunately, because Ken has healing options, even though he's on knockdown, if he sees somebody has low HP, he will still put in an effort to help them out. Nice thing about Aegis also being inferior here, aside from the double attacks, her gun-type attacks still carry the property from the base game where she cannot stumble when using gun-based attacks, so we don't have to worry about her falling on her ass from this. Alright, Koromaru, what are you gonna go for? Unfortunately, it does look like the fire resistance was at the very least correct for both of these enemies, so we don't have to really factor in Koromaru when it comes to knocking down the enemies here. Let's see. This is a tough call. I don't think I want to go for the all-out attack. If Ken gets the knockdown here, he did. Actually, he just outright got the kill. I think I'm just going to relent and let the turn pass. Let this guy get back up. A couple of misplays on this fight, just because I mostly had the weaknesses wrong, but not the end of the world. So we've got the Shouting Tower here. He's still vulnerable to ice skills, so this time we will just knock him down and go for the all-out attack. We should deal plenty of damage here. We've got a full round of combat coming out against this guy, so even if Metis does not manage to land the knockdown on him, we should still manage to kill him, and yeah, definitely. There we go. Koromaru with the kill. Good dog. Whole bunch of experience there, too. It is actually nice to see, like, obviously they're not Tartarus bosses, but Tartarus-adjacent bosses, or reminiscent of Tartarus bosses, and they actually give good experience in FES. The bosses we faced off throughout the main game really didn't impress me with what they were capable of. Had Saki Mitama there in case of emergencies with Mei Dioramas. Rakukaja, I don't really need that, so we can see what happens with that. Sharp Student, that's whatever. That's a relatively useful skill in Persona 3 Portable, but in FES, it is not something that is consistently helpful, so not something I really concern myself with. Alright, with that taken care of, let's get our items, and then we can get back at it with the boss in Reload. 2 Triesto gems, kind of nice to have in this game, give us a free emergency escape, and now it's time to get on out of here with our Soma in tow. Alright, I'd say my party is all ready. Junpei is caught up, and he has Blade of Fury at his disposal now, if I can get over to his persona. So he has that to fish for more critical hits. Pretty nice there. Counter-Strike is whatever, but hey, it is there. I also did a little bit of a fusion chain here. I got rid of the Shikioji we had, and created a new one, so that I could get something that has crit rate boost and at pupil, as well as pierce boost. Plus, he's just a decently strong persona in general. I also swapped the Braces of Treason that Aegis had for the endurance plus 6 bracers that we had lying around, and I gave the strength bracers to Junpei so that he can leverage a bit more physical damage. So that should work out pretty nice for us here. Let me make sure I got my compendium on the bosses here so that I'm actually paying attention to the right hits here. Junpei's slash attacks will not be walled out by these guys, which is pretty nice for our purposes. Pierce attacks, on the other hand, we're kind of out of luck for, and ditto for just attacking with
It's not fair.
Koromaru in general, but that's okay. He's mostly just here to set up Power Howling for us. So we'll want to be particular about when we deploy that. We are going to head into the battle now.
More shadows! And that figure. It doesn't seem like it wants to attack us, though. Anyway, concentrate on those shadows for now. Brace yourselves!
Alright, so our goal here will be to try to get around to Aegis so that we can set up some Matarukaja for the party. Metis will be learning that soon, giving us a bit more flexibility. Actually going to take advantage, well, run the risk here of using Revolution to try and get a little bit more crit chance for the party. And hey, that's already paying off a bit of a dividend there. Nice! Double crit. You know what? Since that is just such an unexpected bonus, I may as well go for the all-out attack here now. Set up for another set of critical hits when I get the chance. Mob Bufala coming out, but we have nobody who is seriously threatened by that. And I remembered to set up Sylphid Aura this time, so we have that working out for us as well. We're not guaranteed to crit with Junpei, of course, but not a bad idea to try for it when we have the opportunity. Going to have Aegis set up Matarukaja for us so that we have good attack. Actually, do I have somebody who is not weak to ice to set that? You're weak to Pierce, though. Gotta be very mindful of who I'm having do it. Black Frost is probably the best option there. We'll also get a little bit more of an increase in the Theurgy gauge for switching our persona there. Now we can just shoot for the moon with critical hits here. See what we can get. Nice, a crit there for Koromaru. I'm going to pass on over to Junpei over here, and we are going to do Hack and Blast on this guy right here. Less so because it is a just a big, powerful hitting move, but more so to just run the chance of getting the other crit here. Did not, I'm afraid. Actually, that was dumb. I should have used Power Howling. Oh well. These things happen. Luckily, Koromaru has got the dodges there. Let's go for Deathbound here. Hopefully get another crit, and we do. So, you know what? I'm actually going to take that opportunity. Oh, whoops. Wrong person to pass to. I meant to pass to Koromaru. The idea was to try and set up Power Howling, but sometimes I make the wrong plays there. Well, that's an enemy down, at least. He's going to go for the Mudones now, so any homunculi we have hanging around in the back, those are probably going to get used up. Blade of Fury is probably Junpei's best critical option, so we are just going to keep going for that. Hopefully get it eventually, but it is not looking too good. Let's get Shikioji here. Let me see. This guy, he is immune to Pierce. No, he's not, so we can just go for torrent shots here. See if we get lucky with all the crit boosts that we have going on here. Not quite, but we can do Power Howling now. And we'll see if we'll get lucky with Metis landing a crit here. Deathbound in and of itself, though, actually, I could probably would be better to go for a Gigantic Fist, now that I think about it. I need to look up all the crit rates for everything. Oh, miss! Unusual, unusual. But Junpei's pretty tanky. Yeah, he's able to survive that, no problem. Let's go for another Blade of Fury here. See if we get lucky. I'm not super pressed about getting it, though. Charge is still good enough all its own. Go for the torrent shot here. And with all the damage boosts that we have up, yeah, that's more than enough to finish this guy off. Not exactly how I was intending for that fight to go, but it went well enough. We get the Emperor Taro, giving us +2 strength and magic for everything that we have in stock when we draw it, which honestly not that bad. I don't need survival trick, we can just put that on the wayside. Null shock. We ain't fighting Theo anymore, so we don't need that. Gonna be getting Divine Grace soon, though. This is a tempting proposition here to patch out Black Frost's ice weakness. You know what? I don't actually need Dark Boost on him anymore because we have Succubus for dark coverage, so I'll actually just patch out his weakness and give him a good general defensive spread there. The figure's gone. It's run off every time we've encountered it, hasn't it? I don't know what it's after, but maybe your magnificent combat capabilities scared it off, sister. If only it were that convenient, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry.
Oh. I didn't mean to make light of the situation. I don't know for sure or anything, but I have a feeling we'll see it again. Seems likely. Well, should we keep going and give chase after that figure? Yeah, we've encountered it in every door that we've opened thus far, so it seems reasonable to assume that it's gonna appear in the next one. If only we could actually keep pace with it, though. We get a Battle Leotard, not anything that anyone in the current party can use, in this chest right here. Get a Space Badge, which probably not worth the fragments. Sadly, no upgrades for our party being divvied out here. A Fiery Vest, which presumably Junpei can use that. I guess his dress shirt of treason is better than it, but oh no, he can't use it. Okay. Oh wait, it's a vest. It's a vest. Nope, hold on. Well, we'll see who can use that eventually. For now, let me switch Ken back in and heal up real quick. Fuka's got a reading on that weird thing, and it's moving down to the lower floors. At this rate, if it keeps running, we may lose it. Please hurry and catch it. Just going to do a montage of things on the way there. And hey, we got a rare form over here, so that's also always nice. But yeah, don't really need to show off everything on the way, so let's just finish up real quick here. One very important thing that we picked up here is Ice Amp for Quetzalcoatl. So obviously, very good idea to fuse him into Black Frost so that we can get a dedicated ice user. I want to keep all of these, but of them, Masukukasha is probably the least useful, so I'll drop that. But yeah, beautiful pickup on Quetzalcoatl here. Ooh, from that locked chest there. I was just fishing for a great clock, but I did get a multi-target boost from it. Very, very helpful thing to pick up. I could definitely use that for building up all of my theurgy using personae, since that is just a nice general boost to all of them. Also take this one right here. Getting low on Twilight Fragments, but I should have more by the time we get to the next situation where I need to use them. Battle Leotard, which I already had. Shame, shame. Also, we got a monad door on this floor. Yeah, I'll take it out. Not gonna bother to go over the spoils of what I get from it, though. Would just like to show off that beautiful little bit of damage that I managed to do with Metis. We're finally past the point where I'm struggling to defeat everything.
5 enemies. You've surprised them.
Alright, so there is still stuff to demonstrate in Persona 3 FES. We've got Berserk turrets here. These guys have 430 HP, nullify all physical skills, absorb fire, are weak to elect, and nullifies light and dark. I've changed up my party a little bit, so we're definitely going to want to put Akihiko on knockdown, because he will know to go for that once his turn comes around. We'll go for full assault on Metis and Mitsuru. Metis is liable to not actually hit what she wants to here, but that is a-okay. Thoth finally has Mazionga, so we can get some pretty decent damage spread around on these guys. Unfortunately, a miss has come through there. Yeah, Metis is just going to not accomplish anything here and get all these guys back on their feet. A little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Once Akihiko's turn comes around, we should be good to just take these guys out. This is actually the strong shadow for this floor, so we will definitely want to err on the side of caution. As you can see, they, despite being weak to the Zionga skills, are still fairly resistant to magical damage in general, so we're going to be pretty reliant on all-out attacks to deal with these guys. As a matter of fact, I will probably put Metis and Mitsuru onto knockdown, so because I'm just gonna wing for it with Mazionga again. Not really care too much if I happen to miss one or two, just as long as it can get back around to Akihiko's turn so he can finish them off. That's all fine by me. So yeah, put them all on knockdown. We will go for the Mazionga here. And ideally, Akihiko is relatively early in the turn order. Not the end of the world if he isn't, but I would prefer that we just get these guys defeated before they get a chance to do anything, and indeed, lucky day for us, lucky day for us. Because this strong shadow encounter is 5 enemies, if we can get a card of growth, a card of wands, to stimulate growth, we should be able to get a ton of experience for Mitsuru and Akihiko, and believe me, they need it. They are pretty under-leveled at this stage of the game, which is part of the problem Akihiko's having as far as dealing damage goes. And yes, we've got a 6. I believe it was this one. Yes, there we go. Take note of Kingu there. Kingu comes with Mediarama by default, so if you didn't make a Saki Mitama like I did, that is another easy option for getting that skill. And the level ups galore. And we're finally at the bottom. But the thing, I swear it was just here a second ago. I'm sorry, I lost track of that thing. Again. Everyone is headed your way. Have a look around before they get here. Well, I wonder what we're going to see beyond this door in the abyss this time.
Dumbass. Seriously? Getting drunk on cooking wine? That's damn pathetic. Even for a deadbeat dad. But so am I guess. Running out like this every day. Man, what am I gonna do now? I got nowhere to go. What's up, Pooch? You got nowhere better to be either? Sorry, bud. I don't got any food for you. You know, you look kind of familiar. Have I seen you around here before?
Yo, it's Junpei.
Huh? Oh, hey guys.
Oh, why the long face? You said we're in different homerooms now.
Nah, only thing sad here is your IQ. Wait, ain't it way past your dorm's curfew? What are you guys doing out here?
Oh, you know, we snuck out. Once you're a second year, you learn where the secret exit is. Anyway, we're heading to Escapade to celebrate my guy here finally striking out. Wanna come with?
Whatever, I still have a shot.
Still in denial, huh? Come on, face it, man. Yukari Takeba is way out of your league in the first place. I never expected her to hook up with that new transfer student right off the bat, though. Yes, she's into the dark and mysterious type.
I don't know. Seemed like a normal dude to me.
Nah, man, get this. That transfer kid? Rumor has it, both his parents died when he was younger. Someone got a peek at his file when Toriyumi left it lying around.
Man, you're so gullible. That stuff only happens in soap operas.
Hey, I did say it was just a rumor. Look, man, forget that. Let's get going. I know a guy who knows a guy who can grab us some booze.
Booze? Sorry, I think I'm gonna pass.
What? Come on. Live a little, why don't you?
Dude, I already said no. I just ain't in the mood.
Well, looks like I'm the only one nursing your broken heart tonight.
Dude, I'm telling you, I still have a shot.
Just had to turn him down. Today is really not my day. Man. Wonder if I'll actually be happy with my life one day. I wish I could, like, change the world somehow. If only I could do something that no one else can do. Like, having some kind of special skill or power, you know? Don't give me that. I'm sure someday we'll be able to make real friends. Friends who actually understand us. Definitely not my proudest moment there.
Junpei.
Oh yeah, that surprised me too, bud. So it really was you that day, huh? Kinda seems like destiny, don't it? Come to think of it, that was the same day Sonata-san found me. I had nowhere to be, so I was just chilling in the convenience store and reading magazines when the dark hour hit.
You were pretty much a sitting duck about to burst into tears. Man, your face was more terrifying than any shadow.
Well, what was I supposed to do? That was the scariest damn moment of my life, man! My life back then? Well, with my old man and all was... I don't know, not boring, but... Well, you saw what it was like. So staying at the dorm, fighting shadows and everything... It's been unreal.
How wonderful. Oh, I see.
Oh, no.
Interesting. Unlike my sister and me, other people usually have a reason to awaken. I comprehend.
I had a reason as well. However, in my case, it happened in reverse. I possessed the power first, then discovered my true feelings later. Speaking of which, do you...
I think I'm starting to get it. The doors only show us memories of great significance. Once they've served their purpose, they disappear. Those that remain have yet to fulfill their roles.
Their purpose? What purpose?
I'm not entirely sure, but if we keep exploring, I think we'll be able to find out. So let's keep going. Together. Okay?
Okay. Let's. Discovering my own reason came so naturally that I never thought much of it until then. She's so full of emotion, nothing like me when I reactivated. Even though she's never had any contact with other people, does she have a memory of her own where she discovers her reason? The seed of curiosity was planted, and I started to wonder.
Man, something just feels off. Like I'm in some kind of funk. Come on, it's not like this is that much different from before. So what's up with me all of a sudden? Maybe I'm just...
Oh, hell no!
Nah, no freaking way! Quit thinking like that, Junpei! What's gotten you so distressed, Iori? Distressed? Who's distressed? Definitely not me. Was I mistaken? It certainly seemed like it to me.
Yes.
Our weakened persona abilities have made us for some difficult battles, haven't they? I can understand your anxiety. But you're not the only one dealing with this. We are all experiencing the same struggle.
Well...
I know, I get that, but... This really isn't my strong suit. Comforting people, I mean. It requires a certain intuition. It appears that making Aigis the leader was the right call.
What?
That's why? Is it that surprising? It's only natural to seek assistance to cover one's weaknesses. Huh. You get a point, now that I think about it. And of course you'd say that.
Yeah.
I should have known this already. Why'd I lose sight of it? All that stuff about you, Senpai, and about myself. Iori?
Hell yeah!
Don't you worry about me. It's okay to be a loser, because nobody's perfect, right? And with that, Junpei regains access to Blaze of Life. Get a lot more game to enjoy this theurgy now, and honestly, its high damage is much appreciated in episode Aigis, and hey, the HP restore could be useful. I'm afraid I don't follow, but if that's what makes you feel better, then that's all that matters. Honestly, I'm relieved. It's been quite a while since I've last seen that carefree smile of yours. Oh, has it? Guess so.
Let's see.
You know, your smile reminded me of something as well. Or rather, someone I want to protect. Not for my family's sake, but for my own. What? You mean like a lover?
Look.
Do you think this is funny, Iori? Tread lightly. Dang, tough crowd. Anyway, I kinda get you, I think. The times we're all together, well, those are the memories I treasure most.
Precisely.
And with that, Mitsuru regains access to Blade of Execution. Again, similar to Blaze of Life, actually quite a bit more useful here. First of all, we don't have damage dealing options that automatically trump this, and it does have a pretty high base power. Moreover, we don't really have good debuff access at this moment, so the debilitating effect actually can be pretty useful. So, hey, I am appreciative that they're bringing out these theurgies that weren't so useful in the main game, but could potentially be more useful in episode Aigis. Make them show up earlier. I think that was a pretty good idea. Glad to have them now.
By the way,
You've encountered a human-like figure a couple times in the Abyss, right? Did you sense anything peculiar about it? All I could tell from Juno is that it seemed to be another person.
no.
Another person? No way, that's impossible. We were the only ones down there. We can talk until we're blue in the face about it. It won't make a difference. As long as it keeps showing itself, we'll catch it. You can bet on that. That's really all there is to it. Indeed, indeed. With all that taken care of, sadly, no upgrades to give to the party, but, well, we'll be getting more in due time, And we do have some new theurgies to enjoy, so definitely I'll keep my options open for upcoming boss battles. For now, though, that is where we will call it a video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, no. But it's my right to waste your time.